I do me vemos vamos Epicureans. Welcome to another one shot of the Marvel Epic Collection podcast. I'm your host Nick Smith, and I'm joined by
Stojr from Stojr Shelf. How's it going, Nick?
doing okay. As I told you before recording, I am in a hotel room right now, so we're gonna see how well this works. And I once again have a squeaky chair that's out of my control, so I'm gonna try my best not to make a mess of this. The things we do to get this stuff out on a daily basis.
Yeah, for all three of the viewers, we're doing this for you.
Actually,
Yeah,
yeah, we're having decent numbers, and I
yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
yeah, everyone
I think
who's
40 or 50 views a day or something like that. I think
yeah,
we got what, like 30 some subscribers.
yeah. I think it's up to 43 now. Last I looked. But thank you
Hmm.
all. I mean, it means it gives us the energy to keep doing this, right? All
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So, of course, we're participating in Kurtis Findlay's Epic Marvel Podcast Reading Club. This one shot is going to be our brief thoughts on today's issue, which is X-Men number 102. Who will stop the Juggernaut? Sam Granger returns on inks for this one. Now, this issue is a full-on brawl between the Juggernaut and the X-Men in Ireland, while Black Tom Cassidy keeps his cousin Banshee busy. During the fight, Storm is incapacitated as she's dealing with her claustrophobia, and we get a nice flashback detailing her origins. Real brief there, Stoger, what do you think?
So I enjoyed this issue. I think there's certain pages of the art that I think are a little muddy, or I'm not, it's not maybe Concrement at its best, or the anchor is a little heavy, but then there's other pages that I think are really, really strong, right? So the flashback pages with Storm and the sort of young Storm on the Savannah are really good. So I think the backstory there works out really well. I enjoy the story. I think like there seems to be a cliche back then that like if you're related to another mutant, the powers don't really work on you. So you get the Summer Brothers. I don't know if that's been introduced. It probably has by this point. But now you got Black Tom and Sean that are cousins, and their powers don't work, so they just have to kind of punch each other. So that's a little, cliche, I guess, a little bit, but maybe it was, on purpose, sort of establishing some things with lineages and stuff like that. I like the tease of Nightcrawler's power reveal of the faded to darkness. I think it's where he's invisible in the darkness. I don't feel like they use that power enough, but I don't think they've completely sort of forgotten it and disregarded it. But it feels like something that should be used all the time. I mean, that's such a cool artistic, viewpoint of him coming out of the shadows and being all invisible throughout things. Um, the other thing is the one part about this I didn't like that'll be really hammered home next issue is the leprechauns. I could have done without the leprechauns because I actually really enjoy this story. I think the fighting is strong. Like you get the X-Men without Xavier, without Scott. This is all new X-Men. For the most part. There's no classic because Jean and Scott are not there, and obviously Beast and Iceman and Warren are not in this issue at all. So from that perspective, I think it's a really strong issue. It is a little weird with Professor X just kind of screaming at Scott like stomping his feet, although he's crippled, he can't really stomp his feet. And then the other odd thing I think is like Misty Knight kind of comes out of nowhere. I feel like I have to go back and maybe read some of the Epic Collection volume. I think it's the one before this where they have the reprints, but they don't just have reprints in that Epic Collection. They also have where they guest starred in like Marvel team ups and other people's books and stuff like that. I don't remember a Jean and Misty sort of teaming up, but and being roommates. But I'm going to go look for it and see if I can find it. So I think it's a pretty strong issue. I think it keeps the pace and has further character development. What did you think?
Yeah, I agree. To the Misty Knight point, I Misty Knight, I'm fairly confident was introduced in Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. I think she might have been making some appearances in Iron Fist, which Claremont was writing, but I simply don't remember. It has been, gosh, it's probably been near 20 years since I read any of the Iron Fist stuff. I did a little digging slightly and saw that Misty Knight is actually Marvel's first superheroine of color, so that's really cool. And of course, she has a cyborg arm, so with the international and the international cast that we have in this book and having representation of other people, it's kind of a nice little nod to get her in there, I guess. I agree with what you're saying about the stuff with Nightcrawler. I like that we're still getting these little vignettes that detail the powers of the new team. Wolverine declares that he has adamantium claws, and I don't know if he ever mentioned that before, if that was in the Hulk or whatever, but I think this might have been the first time we got that. Jean admitting that she resurrected herself. Okay, now we're getting little nods that, wait, this Phoenix thing might be a lot bigger than just powering her up, that this might be something big. And of course, getting the Professor X visions going on in the background, a fun promise of things to come, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Stojr, unless you have anything else, I think that is all we've got on this issue. Any final thoughts? Where can people find you on the internet?
So you can follow me on TikTok, Stojr Shelf there. I have a YouTube channel, though I haven't paid a lot of attention to it yet. I gotta post some more things there. I'm also active in the Discord that Kurtis Findlay runs, as well as the DC Finest Discord. Been posting these videos to Reddit and kind of sharing this stuff out there.
Yes, and I thank you for all your work on that. We mentioned I'm a teacher. My school blocks my ability to go to all of these social websites to keep the kids off of them, and I have terrible cell service out there. I have to use Wi-Fi. But anyway, yeah, you can find me here. I'm also active in those same areas that Stojr is talking about under Dr. Smith History. If you've enjoyed our thoughts, please join the growing crowd that's following us on YouTube. We're going to read, rate, and review full Epic Collection trade paperbacks every other week. I think we're finally on track now to get Morbius this Sunday, October 26th, I think is the right date. And we'll hopefully get back on track then. All right. Thank you very much, guys, for watching.
Thanks again.